context of this move is a horizontal C cap. The particular one that we're going to do will be underhand opposite. So if you look at the poi in front of you, they're above your arms, but it's spinning what looks like an underhand butterfly. So just as a context for the direction that you're in. So the right poi is clockwise, the left poi is counterclockwise. And then what will happen is with each hand, you're doing this motion on the horizontal plane where you in-spin, then anti-spin. So you're literally taking the same concept with the in-spin and the anti-spin, and you're turning it flat. In-spin, anti-spin, in-spin, anti-spin, in-spin, anti-spin. So that's the left hand demonstrated. And then this is the right hand. And what's happening is the in-spin comes from the front to the back, and the anti-spin comes from the back to the front. And then what'll happen is one will be doing in-spin while the other one is doing anti-spin. Okay, that's the overview of the move. I would not expect you to have gotten anything other than a general idea of what we're about to do. I mean, I can do this in full-length poi, but I often do it in shortened poi because, especially on fire, like if you like I'm tilting my head a little to make sure it doesn't hit me, you know. So I would shorten the poi a little bit, but I wouldn't make it too short because then it spins really fast. The pattern is pretty straightforward conceptually. You're spinning in counterclockwise here in the front position in your 12 o'clock, but then you're going to go all the way back to your 6 here, right? So if you just spin, and if you look at me from the front view, you'll see I'm going from 12 to 6, right? Or if you look at me from the back view, I'm going from, and when I'm talking about the clock now, it's a top-down view of the clock, right? So I'm going from 12 to 6. And then at 6, I'm going to do my anti-spin back. Now, you are using the same sort of Pilates motion. I'm still opening my hip to the back to get the poi here. But then what I'm going to do is go out to the side, and I come back to neutral, and then back to the front, where ultimately when the right hand is also engaged, I will be like this, just like all my other Pilates. And then from here, spin, then out and front. Spin, out, front. Spin, out, front. Spin. Next element is cleaning up the punch from the back to the side to the top. To the side to the top. And getting that in a sense of flow where you can feel yourself going as it's coming around the turn toward your shoulder. So as it's coming to here from the back, that's when you start pushing your arm out. And then as it comes from there to your face, that's when you start pushing your arm forward. So out and forward and turn, and out and forward and turn. Now, the reason I call these moves sprinkler moves is because of, you know, if you've ever seen a sprinkler, right? Right, there's a, you're basically, if you look at your form here, where your hands are, and your torso from your hip, you're moving like this. So if we were to isolate the Pilates, it would very much be this. And then relevant, it's above your arms. So your hands are up and your elbows are down, which is what has it really look like a sprinkler head to me, right? And there's this motion. I mean, there's obviously different kinds of sprinkler heads, but hopefully you know what I'm talking about. They had them when we were kids. I don't know if they still do now. And then it's that same thing where you're keeping you're gonna have the frame of your arm basically locked. There will be some of this pumping, but the arm isn't gonna do, you're never gonna really collapse in like you're doing one of those butterfly exercises. It's always gonna be moving with the hip line. So the elbow should be in line with the hip the entire time, and your head will be looking forward. Now,